From here in western Nassau County, across Long Island to the East End, investigators say this alleged group of gang members was wreaking terror. You're hearing and seeing on surveillance video one of a variety of shootings across Long Island by members of the Bloodhound Brims gang, according to investigators.
Watch this. Hop out. Start letting that bitch rip.
There's an act of violence, and then everyone goes on social media and talks about it, and then there's a retaliation, and then there's a retaliation for the retaliation.
The Suffolk County District Attorney talks about shootings carried out with these guns, seized in a takedown announced Thursday morning. Indicted are 31 men who prosecutors say are all affiliated with the same gang.
Bloodhound Brims gang is one of the most violent gangs we've ever seen.
Nassau County's DA says it's the result of a couple of years' worth of investigation. Police say they tracked down the people behind 18 shootings and 3 armed robberies all across Long Island. One of those shootings was on this street in Hempstead last April. Elementary school teacher Kimberly Majette was hit by a bullet here when alleged Brims gang leader Omar Berry mistook the car she was in for someone else's and opened fire, police say. Berry was arrested last year for the murder, and investigators say they connected him to Josiah Loco Herbert. Both are leaders of a Brims subgroup called Afghan Bloodhounds, according to prosecutors, who also say the subgroup answered to the leader of the Brims, Lateek Johnson.
He's still able to, working through proxies, sort of get his message out and speak to the leadership of the Bloodhound Brims across the country.
On the street where the innocent teacher was gunned down,
I think it's a very good thing for the neighborhood.
Both district attorneys say they anticipate more arrests in this ongoing investigation. Reporting from the village of Hempstead, I'm James Ford, Pix 11 News.
What's good, y'all? What's the Numbers TV? It's your boy, Paul Rowe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and like a video if you appreciate the content that Paul Rowe and What's the Numbers I provided. Today we back with another profile piece. This one is on Lob Brim. In this video, we're going to take a look at his early years growing up in the Bronx, New York. Then we will speak about his legendary history and how he became such a well-known member of the New York City Bloods. We will also speak about his current situation and the reason he's serving 30 years behind bars. Lateek Johnson, better known as Lob Brim, is from the Bronx, New York, and throughout the years has a long history of doing certain things in the streets of New York City. He would become a member of the Bloods as the gang spread through the streets and prisons of New York City during the 90s and early 2000s. La, about 10 years younger than many of the first generation big homies, was more suited to bridge the gap between himself and the youth. And in 2005, some of the youth would follow him when, while serving time in Attica State Prison for different charges, La made the move to separate himself from a certain Brim set and started his own Bloodhound Brim set, which was still a part of the NYBBA. Over time, the Hound started to get deep in numbers and gain traction on Rikers Island and in many of the jails across New York State. La will be released from prison around 2011 and hit the streets again after dealing with certain parole issues. He will put certain plays together, like his Truce and Alliance known as Jet Blue, with G Stone Crip big homie P Gutter. But for everything positive he was doing in the streets, the authorities say La was doing just as much negative. They highlight multiple gang shootings around the city they say La was involved in personally or by sending a shot through his little homies. La would actually be arrested for a gang-related shooting and sent to Rikers Island to await trial. While there, he will be hit with new charges in August of 2016 when he will be part of a 40-person gang indictment out of the Bronx. The Hounds, although the focus of numerous investigations at the time, will still continue to grow and gaining more and more influence and power in the streets and the jails. The feds, seeing what was going on, decided to ramp up their investigation into the Bloodhound Brims, and in January 2016, things will get worse for La Brim, as he will be part of a 13-person federal indictment. La will end up taking the case to trial, and in March of 2019 he was found guilty on all charges, and in December of the same year was sentenced to 30 years in prison. From there, La Brim will get sent to federal prison to serve his time, but he will stay active on the phone and also on Instagram as a way to stay in contact with certain members of his gang. But then in April of 2024, La Brim will be back in the news headlines after being caught up in an indictment out of Long Island, where he will get hit with some new conspiracy charges for allegedly directing Bloodhound Brim gang operations while incarcerated in federal prison. He will be brought back to Long Island to face the charges, which is where he's currently being held as he awaits trial. La Brim is facing up to life in prison on these current conspiracy charges. But yo, it's What's the Numbers TV. That was a quick profile piece on Latique Johnson, better known as La Brim. You know, the big jet. Many say the inventor of the phrase whoopty. You know what we do here at What's the Numbers. You know, there wasn't too much information on him online about, you know, backed up with facts or news articles or certain pictures. So that's what we do here. We try to, you know, put a little information there so people can get the right, at least get some type of truth behind who the person is, or at least the real pictures or the real news articles of what really happened or how much time they're doing in jail or are they home. That's what we do at What's the Numbers. You know what I'm saying? We try not to add too much spice and sauce on it. We just give y'all the facts that we know that's out there, and that's what we did with La Brim. So, you know what I'm saying? This is a profile piece on him. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, go follow the Instagram. The email's in the description. You know, we got the promo popping off. Like the video, share the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's Poro, What's the Numbers TV. Be back before you know it. We out of here. Peace.